Welcome back, America, to your Caribou Data Science channel. That's right, today is October the 3rd, 2021 here in Central Ohio. I want to begin with a big shout out to the 17 folks who watched the last video, which was posted yesterday, particularly considering the fact it didn't have any sound to it. But of course, as we always say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, or in our case, a plot's worth 1,000 words. And you know what? And that's true of these plots right here. This here is a plot where we compare the younger folks in blue to the older folks by country. Okay? And as you can see, in the US, almost in all these countries, okay, right? Uh, there's more younger folks watching the video than older folks, which is kind of curious. I'm interested to know why that is. If you'd like to leave me a comment, explain. If you're younger folks, you like the way you can't leave me a comment because you can't leave comments on on you can't leave comments on a video it's targeting is that it's you can't leave comments on a video where the age group is under eight for the age under 18 age group, which your videos are. Uh, this not necessarily. The other point is here. So far, this is a total number for younger versus older folks. Okay, look how many more younger folks have watched this video for this one day than older folks. Percentage-wise, well, the U.S. What do we say? 64.8% of the of the views for the U.S. are younger folks. So thanks so much for those 11 younger folks who watched the video, as well as the 6 older folks. Of course, you know the drill, right? Subscribe to the channel, share the video, click on that share button, share it on Facebook and Twitter, email, text message, and third, uh, click on the like button. Now I have 2 extra things to favors to ask you today, you America, and that is, first of all, join me tonight at 8 p.m. and every night, Sunday to Friday, 8 p.m. on Twitch. The link to my Twitch channel is in the description below. It's a live stream. That's a live stream of Dave's Data Analytic channel on Twitch. Lots of our programming, maybe some Tabula, maybe even some WordPress. You just never know what's going to show up on my screen. And of course, the other thing is, who wants to be the first one to follow me on Twitter? Okay, all you got to do is go to Twitter, and my Twitter link is in the description below. Also, click on that Twitter link. Go and follow me on Twitter. Also, I'm trying to ramp up my Twitter channel a little bit. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much. Let's move on with the show now. Let's begin with the vaccine rollout program. So here's the question, America. At what point should we start giving away our vaccine to other countries? If our cases and deaths are continuing to spike in America, should we take our vaccine and give it to somebody else? That's basically what this quote says from the UN generals, from the UN. Okay. So anyway, 39.4 million people vaccine doses have been administered. Oh, I'm sorry, 390.6 million doses have been administered in the U.S. And as you can see here, so far, 214.8 million people received a single dosage, the first treatment, and 185.8 million have received the full treatment, whatever that treatment is. Now, what about percentage-wise? We can see percentage-wise, 64.5% of the population have received at least one dose. And 55.6% have received the full treatment, whatever that full treatment is. Okay. Now let's move on to the daily report. Always saving the best for last. Okay, you can see now one of the curious things about the way the U.S. counts COVID-19 data is they count the cases from the very first case and the deaths from the very first death. Now, what's curious about that is that's not the way we track other diseases. Diseases like cancer and heart disease are tracked 1 year at a time. Okay, uh, I think at tracking them like this, it can is well could could be very depressing, honestly, because you look at the big picture from day one. It's like, well, what's the point? People are still getting COVID-19. People are still dying from COVID. What's the point? All because all we see is negative. And I think the reason the focus, both the news media and the administration focus on these first numbers is because it makes the picture look a lot worse than it really is. It allows them to continue to say, "See, things aren't getting any better." Okay, and that is the problem with the media in the U.S., isn't it? If you watch the COVID news, it's never positive. Okay, it's never positive. The news media in this country always finds the worst possible COVID-19 story they can around the nation, constantly browbeating us with the COVID-19 data. Okay, and I'll say the limited amount of the data they show, and also the negativity. And the administration, the CDC, is no better. Now they're calling for people over 65 to get booster shots. But what happens if this new variant shows up next month? What, to get a second booster shot, one right after the other? Okay, I don't know. But anyway, we'll look at numbers for a year at a time. Okay. So currently, since January 2020, the U.S. has had 436, well, 43.6 million cases, and since the end of February 2020, we've had 700,982 deaths, 32 deaths. Now, this is what it looks like for the current year. We had this long declining pattern down to July, and now in July, for some reason, these numbers began to increase, but now they're decreasing again. So what made them increase and what made them decrease? That's the question. But the question is this: how many of these people in this spike were vaccinated? Okay. What about deaths? Again, this long declining pattern in July, then we saw now we're seeing an increase in deaths. Now the question again remains the same: how many of these people who died here were vaccinated? Because the thing you have to keep in mind in America is that the vaccine will not keep us from getting COVID-19. The best that it can do is it may reduce the chances that we'll die by reducing the severity of the disease. But this vaccine will not eradicate COVID-19 from America, despite what the CEO, I think, of Pfizer said. He expects the COVID-19 to end or come to an end sometime next year. I'm not sure what he's basing that on. Okay, because as long as the vaccine doesn't keep people from getting COVID-19, it isn't going to go away. Well, deaths decline. Well, now there is a chance that the deaths may decline, but is it going to be a significant decline? Significant meaning less than what we had in 2021 and 2020. Okay, but you can see here we have more cases in 2020 and 20, despite the fact we have 3 months to go. Now the question is this: how many of these people who are vaccinated, and when did these cases occur? Well, we just saw when the cases occurred above. What about deaths? Unfortunately, 2021 deaths, beside a massive vaccination effort, uh, is going to easily pass 2020 deaths. Now the question is, how many of these people who were vaccinated this year? Again, that's only concern ourselves from the July to July numbers, because if we look at that, what we see here is you can see this increase here. Anyone else? You can see this over here. Just July. Look how much worse these cases are in July than they were in 2020. Okay, because this is where we're at right here. Look how much worse, despite a massive vaccination effort, we have more cases in 2020, in the third quarter of 2021, yeah, the third quarter of 2021, than we had in the third quarter of 2020 cases. Okay, but again, the other thing is, look at the mirror image. How can the disease be so precise that it goes up for a few months and then immediately begins to decline? What caused the decline in that? Okay. What about deaths? Well, here's the trouble again. Compare the deaths for the fourth quarter or the third quarter of 2021 to the deaths for the third quarter of 2020. Plus look at the trend. Okay, same trend. Question is, how come more people died despite the vaccination rates? How come more people died in the third quarter of 2020 than in the third quarter of 2021 when there was no 2020 when there was no vaccine? Okay. What about this? Well, this is cases by quarter, and you can see that the third quarter was the third most cases so far for was the third most for any month. Okay. What about deaths? You can see that September or for July 2021 had more deaths. The third quarter of July 20, that's the third quarter of 2021 had more deaths than the third quarter of 2020. Okay? This is something to keep in mind. Despite the massive vaccination rate, we had more cases in the third quarter of 2021 than we had in 2020. The reason, of course, is obvious. The vaccine doesn't keep you from getting COVID-19. Okay? Let's just scroll on down. Take a look at these numbers down here, shall we? What do we got over here? Okay, these are daily cases, right? You can see here as of this October the 2nd, we were averaging 114,154 cases per day, but the actual daily number is down to 39,206 cases for a single day. Now you can look over here, you can see the weekly numbers. This big increase here over the same period of time last year. Okay. Does this mean I'm advocating? First of all, but I'm not advocating that you not get the vaccine. Okay. If you don't want to get the vaccine for yourself, get it for your friends, your family, your coworkers. Okay. But the question still remains: how many of these people here in this spike were vaccinated? Now, how come with a massive vaccination program, we have more cases in the third quarter of 2020 than we had in the third quarter of 2021? Okay. Now, if we take a look at deaths, what we can see is again more deaths in the third quarter of 2021 than 2020. The question remains: how many of these people here were vaccinated? Inquiring minds want to know. September marked the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. September's cases was the fifth number of cases so far, and the fourth number of deaths so far. Now this number is kind of fun. It tells what this tells us is that somewhere between say 25 and maybe 30 and 30 so far, roughly 30 people for every 100,000 people, 30 people have got COVID-19 in America right now. And let's just say for every 100,000 people in America, three-fourths of one person is dying from COVID-19. Now here's the real bone of contention. Remember back in the spring of last year, everybody, the talk was all about flattening the curve. Well, we haven't had we're not seeing any flattening of the curve in terms of COVID-19 cases in America. We saw a slight flattening here, but now this also begins to in terms of total deaths, has began to climb again also. Okay, but again, I want to say one more time: get vaccinated. If you won't do it for yourself, do it for your friends, your families, and your coworkers. Okay, get vaccinated. Now, finally, before I let you go again, a big shout out to the 17 people who watched the video yesterday, and in particular the 64.7% of the young, especially and a special shout out to the 11 young people who watched the video yesterday. Yesterday, you young folks accounted for 64.7% of the views for this channel. Okay. Before I let you go, of course, you know the drill: like, share, subscribe, and also if you're interested in data analytics, be sure to stop by Dave's Data Analytics channel on Twitter. Twitch. There's a link to Twitch, my Twitch channel below. 8 p.m. New York time. Dave's Data Analytics channel, our programming and more. Secondly, who wants to be the first person to follow me on Twitter? My Twitter handle is also in the description below, so be sure to click on that Twitter handle and follow me on Twitter. Okay. Thanks so much, America. We'll catch you tomorrow with an updated report.